Good day, everyone. Let me lower the music a little bit. There we go. Good day. How's it going? I forgot I need to switch my Stream Deck controls. We're good. Okay. Hi. How's it going? Porkraj, hello to you as usual. How's it going? Great thumbnail as always. Who made it? Sadly, I don't remember. It was made a while ago. I think shortly after the Persona video I did about objectification in it. And someone very kindly made it. Well, kindly made it, I commissioned them for it. But yeah, unfortunately I don't remember the name. I think it was someone over DeviantArt who did commissions for them. But yeah, they did a very nice job. They're also, only thing I remember about them is that they were extremely formal about it, like calling me sir every single time that they typed something, and I was like, you don't have to call me sir, you know, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, it was a nice job. Annie, hello, just got done making some pumpkin spice muffins. I saw, they look very nice. Yeah, I think I mentioned on the last stream, I'm not crazy about pumpkin spice. Like, I love cinnamon, I love nutmeg, but pumpkin spice, I don't know, it's one of those things where I don't understand why people go crazy over it. But you know, each to their own, it's fine. I might try making something pumpkin spice at some point. There's Camus just right there. Hello. Do you want to come here? Come in? Come here. I'm patting his butt, trying to get him interested. Hello. No, let's try and get you on camera. Here we go. Hello. Say hi to everyone. Here we go. A rare appearance from Camus on the camera. On the cam. You okay? I'll let you go in a moment. I just need engagement. Do you want to go? You want to go? Say bye. Say bye. Okay. Don't be angry. He growled at me just before I put him down. Oh, and Kiri's coming in too. To what do I owe the honor? Birdie, hi. Meow to you as well. Oh, I believe that's the wrong sound effect you should be making, given that you are a birdie. From Brat Summer, we go to Fall Girly Pumpkin Spice. I mean, that's like every year now, since Pumpkin Spice reached a critical mass in popularity. But, you know, whatever. Thing is, whenever you go to the supermarket now, you just see so many different things with like pumpkin spice involved in it. Oh, my wife just told me on Discord that YouTube isn't letting her chat for some reason. Which would explain why no one said anything about Camus. Huh. I don't know what to do about that. So I don't think I can reload it. I don't really have control over chat on my end. Huh. Let me try Googling it. One moment. I know this is thrilling viewing. Yeah, everything I'm looking up just says that YouTube chat not showing up. Can't use live chat. Okay. Tell you what, let me try closing the stream for a moment and then see if that works. Yeah, I see your messages. I mean, this is something that might be way beyond my control, but let me just try restarting the stream. It shouldn't go down, but we'll see. I'll give it like 20 seconds or so. One moment. Okay, we're back. See if you can chat now. Huh? No? Well, this is a bit of a wrinkle. I assume it's something on YouTube's end. If anyone can find anything online for me that might be able to help with this, I'd appreciate it. I see the reacts are still working. Well, I don't know what to do here. Let me see if there's any like settings in my dashboard or something. Only thing I can assume is that this is an issue on YouTube's end. Okay, so I'm going to try just playing around with some settings here. I'm going to set the chat participants to subscribers only, and see if that works. So try saying something. Wait, we had trouble saving your video. Okay. Retry. Oh my god, what a mess. Okay, try typing in now if you're subscribed to the channel. Jesus Christ, Kira's behind me causing all kinds of noise in a cardboard box. Okay. I see my wife's message. Test, everyone. I need help. Yeah, I don't think anyone's able to chat. There we go, Porkraj, I see yours. So what I will try now is to switch the chat participants to anyone and see if that works. So switching now. Okay. Everyone spam the chat with whatever you can. Hey, fixed it. Oh my god, that was weird. Testes, yep. Wait, am I seeing older messages here? No, these are new messages. Obviously, you're all saying test. Well, that was odd. I don't know what that was. Surprised. I'm glad it held. Okay, well, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully I can... Well, I guess there's not much to catch up on because you're all just saying test. Resource exhausted error before on mobile. Resource exhausted error. I'm assuming that's like a YouTube side thing. I mean, this had to be a YouTube side thing. There's no way it could have been on my end. But yes, hope you enjoyed the Camus can. Hi from Brazil. Obrigado, Eric Azevedo. How's it going? I forgot. I have a Brazilian friend who taught me a bit of Portuguese, but I forgot to say how are you doing. I know it's not como está. I was gonna take Roy on an adventure to see if it was happening in any other streams. Yeah, I was curious about that, whether it was a YouTube-wide thing, but I would guess it's not, since it was just something that I was able to fix by switching it. Tudo bem. That's it. Yeah, I remember that. We're so much better off without Twitter here. I can imagine, yeah. Congratulations on not having Twitter in Brazil. Nothing of value was lost. And to make it even better, Elon Musk had a hissy fit of not having it available, saying that it works against democracy. Whereas I think if you asked most Brazilians, they would say, we don't want it, it's fine. But yeah, hopefully other countries follow suit. Just don't be on Twitter, it fucking sucks. Switch to Blue Sky. It's not perfect, but you know, I would be happy if more people migrated there. So that's the thing, you know, ultimately this is just like that classic argument of like, it's not the tool that's evil, it's how it's used. And with technologies online, like social networks, etc., like they can be a genuinely useful tool, but because they're used for evil purposes and they have algorithms which want to keep you focused on the absolute worst things that are happening, it makes it something that like can't be justified in many ways. Like, I don't know if any of you watched the debate between Trump and Kamala Harris last night, but like, part of that, one of the things that Trump said in his frenzy was that Haitian immigrants in Ohio are abducting pets and eating them, which is one hell of a claim to make. He said that he saw it on television, which, you know, everything on TV must be true. But yeah, he didn't see it on television. It actually originated from a Facebook post that was made by a person who heard it from a neighbor's daughter. And I just think it's wild that a Facebook post, a simple Facebook post of someone making a weird claim, can make it onto the stage of a presidential debate broadcast to millions of people. Like, if there's any argument for shutting down sites like Facebook, that's one of them there. It had to do with your chat because I went to a video and commented just fine. Yeah, I figured, but yeah, it's like, I don't know, I think I'm just morbidly curious about like, how it happened and why. Loki died because I thought I violated community guidelines. I would have worried too, yeah. I did notice it was odd, like I put Camus on camera and no one was saying the thing. I was like, I've got a cat on stream, like what else do I gotta do to get people to talk? Get your snacks, get your water, hit the like button so the stream gets boosted and more people get to watch. Absolutely, and thank you very much, Sumi. Nice to have you here. How are you doing? Always lovely to see you. And yes, as well, if you want to become a channel member, you can do. You get some lovely emotes to go with it, and you get to help someone. I think you... I forget what the button is below, because YouTube like changed its name a bunch of times. It's like thanks and become a member, I think. I don't know. I like being able to say, swear, or post links and not have the post disappear. Lamau. Yeah, that's always been something that's like annoying about Twitter. Because they also like, if you swear a lot, they sort of give your account like a grading of whether it's like safe for work or something like that. And yeah, if you like swear, even like very minor swear words, you know, words that most people wouldn't even consider a swear anymore, like ass, they can like lower your account standing or something like that. One thing that I found a little bit weird is apparently a lot of Americans think that the British curse word, bloody, is up there with like the worst swear words. And I'm like, no, like children use the word bloody. It's on television, all the time, like it's on daytime television. I wonder where that came from. Because they were like saying it's up there with the C word, basically. But you know, as sure most of us can agree, like the C word is like right at the top. I just watched the Apple keynote. I heard bits about that. They brought back the button for the phone. And they made it so these are the first phones which are all going to have USB-C, but they made the weird move of making it so that the transfer speeds are USB 2.0, which is a 24-year-old technology at this point, and most phones have like 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, etc. But yeah, of course they do something like that. This is the same company that said that they had the courage, and they did use the word courage, to remove the headphone port from the iPhone 7 onwards. Weird idea of what courage is. Paul Camus probably had his feelings hurt. He probably did, but you know, we'll give him a tube treat later on and he'll get over it. Kamala just had to stand. Sorry, I always forget pronunciation. I don't want to go out of my way to seem like I'm not pronouncing it. It's Kamala, right? Kamala just had to stand there and laugh, and she wins. Yeah, she didn't have to do much. Like, she did well, I will say that. But you know, it's kind of what you get when you have someone on a stage next to Trump that has all the faculties in place. Like, yeah, it wasn't hard to do that. She held up well. But like, just seeing the guy lose his shit, like especially on the moments when like she poked fun at like his popularity and stuff like that, that's what like got to the core really. Like when she said that people get bored and walk out of his rallies, like he did not like that. That we have the best rallies, everyone loves the rallies, we got Kid Rock there, he made his music, he made his pop music, it was great. My Trump impression's terrible. I don't try too hard with it because I know I can't do it. Here, so Salari doesn't eat my neighbor's dog. That's true, I did threaten Star and other people that if they didn't show up to the stream, then I will eat their dogs. Which so far, Star's dog is safe, or their neighbor's dog is safe. But there are some other people out there who, if they don't go out of their way soon, I will be eating dog tonight. That's another weird out of context statement right there. Emojis for the membership. Yes, Camus, Curie, and my Final Fantasy XIV catgirl. Is it Dabre or Deba? Excuse me if I'm getting that wrong. Hello from Mexico. Hola! ¿Cómo estás? See, now I can say ¿Cómo estás? That'll make sense if you were here earlier, but hi, nice to have you here, Gloss. How's it going? He threatened us, I have screenshots. Share the screenshots, I don't care. I am uncancelable. Hopefully that's not a statement that will age really poorly. I saw my first son, yes, he's asleep in his large bed right now, and Curie is right behind me in a large box. Which our cats fucking love boxes. Blue Sky can be a little weird about its automatic content flagging, but still doesn't hide your posts from all your followers. Yeah, and that's something that like, the annoying thing about Twitter is like you constantly have to be engaged on there. You constantly have to be posting if you want to remain on your followers' feeds. And I've witnessed that firsthand recently. And I think I mentioned this on a stream before, like I never post on Twitter anymore, but when I said I'd stop posting apart from video announcements, whenever I post a video announcement on Twitter, I'd get like 1 or 2 likes. It'd just, my account is dead at that point, basically. Kamala is the correct name. Okay. Tandy, hello, how's it going? Baby girl Salari, the unhinged debate last night. Yeah, It was a spectacle. I ended up, well, my wife and I were watching it, and about an hour in, once they hit the commercial break, we were just like, all right, we're done now. Because it sort of ebbs and flows between, like, you know, on one side it's like spectacle, on one side it's entertainment, just to watch this man just lose his shit, and on the other hand it becomes like a tragedy because you're thinking about like, oh my god, this is someone that could potentially be leading a country in the future, and then you just start feeling really anxious about it. So that is a point where it's like, you know, it's like I've said in the past video, like it's good to exercise a certain level of ignorance in order to stay mentally healthy in this day and age. It's good to stay informed, but you shouldn't stay on top of things to the point where it's actually actively harming you. And in this kind of instance, this was me and my wife exercising that right. It was 3v1, that motherfucker was debating the debate host. I was fully expecting him to use a slur against it. It would not surprise me at all. But like, yeah, the Biden and Trump debate, like, you know, obviously there was a lot wrong with that. Biden especially was just out of it. But the moderators on that debate, that first one, absolute shit. Like, they did not lift a finger to try and keep things in order. They didn't fact check or anything like that. It was just so frustrating to watch, letting him just like go on and on and on. It was like, what use is it having a timer on these things if you're just going to let them go on and on and on? Like, you know, it's a suggestion as opposed to a formality. Chat, clip it. Go ahead, do it. What are you drinking? I'm drinking English breakfast tea with a splash of milk. I find a good hot drink helps with my throat because I tend to get a very dry throat after speaking for so long. And I also put the humidifier on as well to see if that helps. Because yeah, usually by the second hour of the stream, I'm just like, oh, it's wearing out. In fact, like I remember last week I had the stream, which I spoke for about 3 hours, and then the day afterwards I had a call with my mother about an important thing, and that was like 2 hours long as well. And yeah, by that point I was sort of on the edge of losing my voice, so you know, I have to be careful of that. You'd think after all this speaking that I do, I'd be more practiced on it and being able to keep it okay, but you know, it happens to everyone. And at least the pitch of my voice has returned, because if you remember, it ended up dropping significantly after I got COVID. I get disability, but Kamala wants to get rid of Social Security. Get rid of it or change it? Like, what would be the alternative? I didn't realize you were in Ohio, sorry. That is a tragedy to be in Ohio. As an underrated voice actor, Trump impression was good. It wasn't that good. The tonality of it, I guess. But that's the thing, if you want to do a Trump impression, like, all you have to do is that, we got the best. Like, just say you got the best something. We got the best this, we got the most beautiful country in the world. And, oh yeah, another thing that was said during the debate was, what was it? How he said that they handled the pandemic better than any other country in the world. The US, which had more deaths from COVID than any other country by a wide margin, saw financial ruin for many people, and you know, what did they do? What did the richest country in the world do to help people who were going through a hard time? They gave 2 payments out for them. Like, I think it was like, what's $1,200 payment and a $600 payment, or $1,400, $2,000 and all. But yeah, like, ooh, thank you, I can pay my rent now. Once. Perfect solution, don't use Twitter. Yeah, just leave it behind. Life will continue perfectly fine if you leave Twitter. It'll be better. I only use Blue Sky to post my not safe for work stuff. It doesn't hold my attention very long. I need to follow more people on Blue Sky. Like and I'm not pointing fingers here, but I believe because my followers are so few, my people I follow are so few, and because I follow Star and Birdie, my feed is loaded with webcomic stuff, and I'm not kidding. So thanks, you two. I fight against the algorithm. The closest thing I've come to bad chain following, I've come to is bad chain following thirst traps. I mean, as follows go, I guess that's not bad, but you know. Can the debate be seen online somewhere? Yeah, I believe it can. I think ABC made it publicly available on their YouTube channel. We watched it through YouTube TV, not YouTube TV, just YouTube live last night. And you know, it wasn't a truncated broadcast or, you know, any catch to it or anything. It was just straightforward for you to watch. And yeah, just get the highlights if you want. You know, it's an hour and a half debate, and it's a lot to stomach as well, I won't lie. Like I said, we didn't finish the whole thing. Fact checking was so good this time. Yeah, way better. Way. There was no fact checking on the last one. Like, the thing about him saying, like, the eating dog thing, like, they immediately just responded to that with just like, there's been absolutely zero reports of people eating pets in Ohio. And he was just like, I saw it on TV. And I was like, well, there's been no reports. Like, the police didn't report anything. And I was like, well, we'll look into it. Sure, it's a priority. Saw the trailer for the franchise. Think you'll find it funny. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Still waiting on the "This Man Ate My Dog" Trump bumper stickers. Can go right next to the "This Man Ate My Son" one that they have for Cruise. And like I mentioned earlier, you could have one for JD Vance saying, "This man fucked my sofa." I'd just make one for like Ted. I'd make a whole series of them for Ted Cruz. Like everything, like it was perfectly fine to insult Ted Cruz. With all kinds of insult. Just make one that said, has a picture of Ted Cruz and just say, "This man ate my ass," you know? Anything. "This man drank out of my toilet." It's Ted Cruz, who cares? He's not real people. With the best handle on pandemic response, Is it the whole thing, like his whole thing last night was, one, just make anything up. Like, just say something. Like, make up numbers, make up statistics, make claims up. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because, like, his most staunch supporters are going to believe it regardless. Whatever comes out of his mouth is a truth. You know, like they said that the inflation under the Biden administration was the highest it's ever been. Not true. It's the highest it's been in 40 years. Highest it's ever been was like during the Depression. But yeah, it would just make up things. Doesn't matter. And the other thing was every single question, and pretty much every single question, he pivoted towards something about migrants, like illegal immigrants. He made a claim that like there were migrants who were like barging their way into businesses and just taking them over, like it's some kind of 80s action films or something, and they got to send Chuck Norris in there to fix it. But yeah, every single thing, like even like I think like even like a talk about abortions, like he was talking about how just completely unrelated brought it back to migrants. And that's just because he knows that a lot of his followers are just xenophobes who just can't stand migrants. I remember one time I went to a concert and it was a seated concert. I ended up being sat next to this American guy. Well, this was in America, so yeah. But I ended up being sat next to this guy, this boomer, and we had like a brief exchange where we spoke to each other, and he asked me about the accent. It's like, oh, whereabouts are you from? I said, I'm from the UK. And he was like, oh, I see. And then he said to me, thanks for coming in to the country the right way. And I just left it be, but I wish that I didn't. You know, I didn't want to kick up a fuss at the concert or something like that. I was like, what do you mean the right way? Like, how do you know I came into the country? Like, how do you know of the way that I came into the country? Like, what if I came into the country under duress or something like that? Like, there's all kinds of reasons, like, why I came in. What is right to you? Do you know how much it costs to move to this country? How much the fucking paperwork is? Like, fuck you, dude. The right way. You don't care about the right way. You just care about the white way. Follow me, Salari, then it'll be full of NSFW Baldur's Gate 3 stuff. I actually get some of that, and I have no idea how that happened. But yeah, I'll give you a follow, Tanda, why not? Just, you know, be careful. My feed is very susceptible to influence. My problem with Blue Sky is that it takes a long time to find anything there. For small artists on there, it's the same as Twitter, very little engagement. It's tough, yeah. It's hard to say whether it's good to get in like close to the ground floor on it, and you know, convincing people just to join it as well can be tough. It has been growing a lot, especially after Twitter was banned in Brazil. Like, I think the go-to for Brazilians has been Blue Sky. So I think that the platform will really take off once like more celebrities and world leaders start using it more consistently. But yeah, with like the celebrity things, it's kind of funny because like you will get celebrities that join Blue Sky and like they don't immediately get thousands of likes on their like first post, and they'll just be like, fine, I'm never going to post again, just because they're not immediately drawing a crowd. It's a little bit sad. But, you know, you can't expect that all the time. I know you're a celebrity, you expect things being handed to you on a silver platter, but calm down. I'm so out of the loop with the US presidential debates, and I like to keep it that way. All I saw was some clips of Kamala doing better by saying less. Yeah, that is basically the right tactic to take. Like, she offered like some good emotional appeals to people. Especially like when she was talking about abortion and the amount of damage that the absence of Roe v. Wade has caused. Rightfully so, because stuff like that should be taken to task. But as it comes to like letting him respond to stuff, you just let a person like that keep talking. Like, it's let them crumble under their own weight in a situation like that. They're just like burying themselves in a hole, really, as they're trying to dig their way out of it. Trump lost my respect when I saw him make fun of a disabled person. He's made fun of a lot of people in many disgusting ways. Like, I remember, you know, I was never a fan of him, but like with John McCain, he ended up like calling him a loser for becoming a prisoner of war in Vietnam and being kept in a cage, and yeah, like going through a horrific situation. And he said something like, I like the guys who win wars. I was like, good lord. I am Samuel for Iran, and your dad was... No way! My dad, if you're watching, hi. Yeah, my dad is in Iran right now, so I believe this is probably legitimate. How's it going? Oh god, what do I do now? I can't swear anymore. Yeah, my dad went to Iran quite, when was it? A couple days ago, I think, to see family and everything. Yes, say hi to my dad, everyone. Dad, if you are chatting, don't use your real name. I have to maintain some level of privacy. And don't use my real name either. Your dad is gonna see what kind of hooligans you hang out with online. Oh well, it's fine. Better he know the truth. Hi to my favorite father-in-law, yes. Swamps your opponents to playing defensive instead of offensive. Yeah, you just give them enough rope to hang themselves with, as the saying goes. He also descends from immigrants. No one is pure in that sense. Every American descends from immigrants, though no one has the right to be here. I've heard of Kara. My portfolio is on ArtStation. Maybe a good idea to check it out. Yeah, go for it. Should have been like, yeah, I went through the Canadian border instead of Mexico. I was tempted to just like make up something like, well actually I'm from the UK, but I'm from this other country, and I ended up leaving that country due to war, and I ended up having to go around the world because of it. Just whatever, just to make the guy feel bad. And it was the first ever guy that I've seen at a concert, a music concert with very lively music, to sit in his chair the entire time and just be like this. Like the most stern-faced looking man at a concert of very upbeat music. Like, what are you doing? He's studying it or something? Be careful, all I do is draw and kiss. I'll give it a try. Not the kissing. Yeah, you have to be like, use the platform to get any attention. Yeah, just like with any media platform, you just keep going and going and going until you hopefully find some kind of traction for it. I mean, that was same with me for YouTube. I just got lucky that the algorithm happened to pick me up one day. And then it put me back down because it decided it was done with me. It's rough going from like 600 followers to 20 as someone who makes art. I try to ignore numbers, but alas, I do too. In fact, whenever I stream, I hide my concurrent viewer count because I don't want to dwell on drops in viewers or, lower than usual viewers. And if any of you stream or want to stream, I recommend doing the same thing, because it's the kind of thing where like you're more better at being a streamer or doing this kind of thing when you don't know what's going on. You can live in ignorance basically and act like you have way more people watching. It helps you mentally cope with something like that, whereas if you look at the numbers, you focus on the numbers. It's like if you were performing at a concert, or if you're doing like stand-up or something like that, the last thing you want to focus on is how many people are walking out of the venue or something like that. But yeah, even with myself, like on Twitter, I never had a lot of followers. Like I had 2,000 or so, and then on Blue Sky, I think I have like 160 or something, and not a lot of engagement on most occasions. But it is what it is. I don't care really. But it's important for an artist. I understand that. Everyone is a hooligan here. Chaos causes. It's just like British football fans going around messing things up, all because their special team lost. I mean, to be fair, the last time I went to a concert, I was stoned as hell, and it was Godspeed You Black Emperor, you hipster. And boy, how did I need to sit. That is like, when I was, I used to go to loads of concerts when I was like at university or so. or so. When I was at university and college, I used to go like concert at least like once a month. And every single concert, I was like, I'm gonna get to the front because it was like smaller bands, like pretty big bands, but like they were playing at smaller venues, and they would have like mostly standing. So every single concert, I was like, I'm getting to the front. So I get there early, like an hour early, get queued up, and then as soon as the door opens, I like hand my ticket over, and then just like briskly walk to the front, get to the bar, hold on to it for dear life, and stay there for the rest of the show. Because I wanted to be involved, you know, I felt like I wanted to be part of it. And I had some really enjoyable concerts that I went to. You know, some of them got really over the top. Like, I saw Gogol Bordello, who is, I think they're a Romanian or Hungarian band, whatever. They're really good, but very, 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 very energetic. I'm convinced that all of them are doing a bunch of cocaine. But yeah, that was a wild time, and one of the few times I ended up just being like pulled away by the sea of people there. And yeah, there was at one point there was a guy in a wheelchair who was crowd surfing, and it was a great moment to watch just because like the guy looked like the happiest he's ever been in his life. But yeah, that was so much. I could not imagine myself being in that situation now. Now, if I ever want to go to a concert, it's like I want to see, I want to sit down, like I want to just hang out at the back near the sound booth. I'm fine. I'm fine. I just want to sit back and enjoy the music. I don't want to, get wild or anything like that. It's an age thing. It happens to everyone, you know? Just like, I want to enjoy the music. Get myself a drink. Sit back, enjoy the music. Maybe treat myself to some merchandise afterwards. But not too expensive merchandise, you know? You have to be price conscious. Whereas, like, at age 19, 20, you're just like, give me that $70 t-shirt that I'll wear twice. I got like 200 followers in a day because I was added to some list of webcomic artists of people I connected with. Yeah, there needs to be more stuff like that. More like communities that, just say, just follow this person regardless. Like, they need help. Only problem is that people don't follow up with that stuff very well. Because, next thing you know, like, ooh, we'll give everyone followers. And then like next thing you know, you're just getting like no engagement. You just have a fat follower count and that's it. I remember going to a concert and my phone gave up on me and it was so crowded. Oof. Yeah, I'd feel a bit insecure if I went to a concert without a phone working. You never know what can happen. In fact, I remember once I went to a concert, another one that got pretty wild, and some guy started crowd surfing. And he was wearing like these big ass boots, and as he was crowd surfing, he just hit me with the heel of his boot directly on my head like that. And I mean it was like a big thing as well. Like he just like axe kicked me like down like, and good god, like I felt it through my spine. It was that impactful. And very, very luckily I managed to not get concussed because that was serious like concussion territory. But in the UK, we have what's called St. John's Ambulance, which is like a group of paramedics who attend things like concerts, etc., voluntarily attend them. And if people are having like anxiety issues, panic attacks, injuries, etc., they will take them away and assess them and everything. So they took me out, ended up being like lifted over the front bar of the concert, which didn't feel too comfortable, but because the crowd was going wild, like it was difficult to just walk me out of there. But they checked me, did the thing where like saw whether my eyes were okay, asked me if I was nauseous, etc. And luckily I was fine, but I was like just dazed. Like, the only time I've had anything close to being that bad was when I did something very, very stupid and I didn't move out of the way enough when closing the trunk of our car. I didn't realize that I was too close, but I pulled down on the trunk with the usual force that one would exert when pulling it, and whoosh, just like that. It wasn't pleasant, and I felt very stupid afterwards. How dare you, I'm not a hooligan. I will decide which of you are hooligans, and Zoe B, you are of the highest caliber of hooligan here. I know of your crimes. I know of your misdeeds and your mischief. But how you doing anyway? Yeah, Zoe B has a new video out. Go check it out. I think it's about cheese or something like that. I don't know, what kind of content does Zoe B usually make? It's food, right? One of her many cheese-related videos. That sounds about right. No, not my crimes and misdeeds and mischief. All of them. If only I could think of a third word that begins with an M. Misdemeanors. There we go. Misdeeds, mischief, misdemeanors. Mishaps. Let's not forget those. Not a hooligan, you're a ruffian highwayman. If you want it to sound more elegant, then yeah. A regular old Dick Turpin. Oh, sorry, this is YouTube. Richard Turpin. It's a good idea to not show viewers. The only people that matter are the ones that engage and comment. Can be 4 people and 40 and 400 as long as they engage and you can bounce off them. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I say it's better to be in ignorance when it comes to having a stream chat and everything, because as long as you've got people active, even if it's a small amount of people, it can still feel like meaningful having those interactions. Because, you know, if you look at a stream on Twitch or something like that, you can have someone with like 1,000 viewers and you'll see about as much chat interaction, like as much chat activity as you would on my stream or something. And a lot of the time that could be simply because like the streamer isn't really interacting with them. But hey, they're doing something right if they've got 1,000 viewers. I'd like that. I want to see Gogol Bordello even though I would die. I'd probably die seeing Gogol Bordello these days. I don't know if their audiences have chilled out. Maybe. But I don't know. I'd probably have to look it up. See like what their concerts look like now. It was like the Hives. They used to have pretty fucking wild concerts. And their audience has chilled out a bit. It's all the millennials that are getting like older. And you know, they're just like, well, they're doing like what I do, like sitting at the back of the audience with a drink in hand and being like, this is enjoyable music. Also in India, our concerts are movies. Also, I'm just used to sitting and listening to music. So like if you were to see like a Bollywood movie, etc., that's sort of like a concert environment. So that's interesting. Man, the time I saw Neutral Milk Hotel, you are lucky. There were signs everywhere about no recording on your phone. Some kid had his phone out, and a leather daddy grabbed it and threw it across a huge building. Wow, that is a dick move. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, they broke the rules of, or, you know, I guess not the rules, but it's just like, you know, the thing that they ask of the audience. But yeah, throwing someone's phone like that's actually a criminal thing to do, something like that. Yeah, that's really shit. But I will say, very lucky that you got to see Neutral Milk Hotel. I remember the first time that I visited a America to meet with my wife, who was then my girlfriend or partner. Girlfriend's a weird word. It sounds really immature. I don't know why. Anyway. So, yeah, came here, spent time with her. But by the time that I went back home, around the time where that was happening, Neutral Milk Hotel said that they were doing some live shows, and I got tickets for it. But because I had to go back home and I reached the end of my visitor's visa, which is only 90 days, I had to go back legally. So when I ended up like coming back, you know, I just spent time with my partner for the first time, and it was wonderful. And you know, it just felt like a huge come down by having to go back home. So went back home, but I was in such a low state after having to come back home. I was in such a low state that I couldn't bring myself to do anything. So I told my friend who I was going with, I'm sorry, I just can't go. I feel like shit. Long distance relationships suck because like every single time that you separate from each other, every time that you have to go apart from each other, it feels like heartbreak. It feels like actual like breakup, heartbreak. But not only the kind of breakup where, you know, you've been in a relationship for a long time or something, and you know, you reach a certain conclusion with it. It's a breakup when things are going great, which feels like a knife to the heart because it's completely out of your control as well. So yeah, if you ever get into a long distance relationship, bear that in mind. It's very difficult to cope with that. If there's mischief, is there a Mr. Chief? How droll. No, there is a MX Chief. How do you pronounce that? Like, MX is supposed to be the gender neutral term of Mr. and Ms. Is there a pronunciation for MX that I'm not aware of? Just mix? Okay. Well, that makes sense. I guess that has a double meaning too. Maybe. Zoe B is Master Chief confirmed. Yeah, whenever she shows up in a Discord call, we always hear the theme tune to Halo kick in. Da, 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 da. She makes the music with her mouth. It's really weird. And we have to sit through the entire theme tune whenever she joins the call. None of us are allowed to talk. She gets really upset if we do talk. So we sit there for a good, and it's the extended version too. It's a good 6 minutes of her doing the theme tune to Halo, with just an a cappella version of it. It's fine though. It's fine. The fuck am I talking about? You mean Missy Elliott? That's her full stage name. Oh yeah, because I think she had an album named that, right? It's true. I've seen. Yep. Thank you, Star, for backing me up there. It's fine. Matthew saw them recently, and I think it's chilled out. That's good. Yeah. Like I say, because I remember at the end of seeing Gogo Bordello, like they finished up the show. It was so hot in there that because of all the sweat and everything, and this was in summer too, but it was so hot in there that because of all the sweat and heat, it started an indoor water cycle where all the condensation, sweat, was rising to the ceiling and started like dripping down onto everyone. Disgusting. But yeah, like at the end of it all, everyone was exhausted, and then the band were on stage, and it was like, I can't remember what the accent is. I won't do it though. But at the end of the concert, the lead singer was like, "We're going to have a after show party. Come with us." And they like started marching out of the venue, and people like went on stage, started following them, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." This show's already gone on too long, and I have to stay at my friend's house tonight because there's no trains to go back to where I live, so, you know, way too much. Neutral Milk Hotel live was amazing, 10 out of 10. I don't know if you have any live shows since. Yeah, I don't think I have. I think Jeff Mangum does some live shows still, but I don't think he does Neutral Milk Hotel stuff, which is a shame. I do regret that I didn't see them. I will say that, because my friend told me that they were really good. Because yeah, I mean, I was that down, after having to go home. Neutral Milk Hotel, like one of my all-time favorite bands, like in the airplane over the sea, is one of my all-time favorite albums. It's one of the most beautiful albums ever made. So having to skip on that did not feel good. I mean, we have music festivals and concerts too, but our stage events are mostly attended when one is seated. Could be seen standing up too, I don't know. As long as it's not like going to watch a Marvel movie on release day. Not that I've ever done that, but I've seen clips of it, and it looks like hell. I have a boyfriend in Idaho, and we miss each other every day. It's tough, yeah. I mean, we had video calls all the time just to stay connected with each other. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a 24/7 thing. It reminds me actually. My wife and I, and I'm not too proud to admit this, but we've been watching a bit of 90 Day Fiancé recently. And it's out of morbid curiosity because at one point we had friends suggest to us that we go on the show, which we are way too boring and normal to be on a show like that. Like, the most drama they get out of us is like some very minor wedding stuff. But, we never had any major drama or anything. But, yeah, the secret's out. But there was a couple on the show, Brandon and Mary. And like, this is kind of what got the hook, really. Like, that's kind of what got the attention, this couple. Because this was a couple that were on video calls with each other 24 hours a day. I think she was in the Philippines and he was in the US. And he was going to be moving to the Philippines. But they were on calls 24 hours a day with each other. I am not kidding. And the reason why is because they've both been cheated on at some point in the past. And they were terrified of it happening again. I think my Spotify has just started playing copyrighted music, so give me a moment. Yes, it has. I'm sure that'll be fun later on when I get the email about it. Anyway, so yeah, 24 hours a day. And yeah, because they're afraid of cheating on. It gets way worse though, because Mary, the girlfriend, she hates it when Brandon speaks to another woman. And I don't just mean random women, I mean his family as well. She would literally just fall apart crying when he spoke to anyone that is a woman. Like his sister, his mother. And the most insane moment that got me really hooked, where I was like, I have to see where this goes, was there was a bit where he went to see his dentist. And the hygienist there was a woman. And when he got into the room to have his teeth cleaned, he ended up putting the phone on the desk so that she could see what was happening. And he told her, "Oh, is it okay? I've got my girlfriend on a call right now. Is it okay if I put this here?" And the dental assistant is like, "Okay, sure." But there he was, like, getting his teeth looked at by this woman, and she just starts crying on the other side, like watching from another country over the phone. She starts crying as she's watching this, and you know, it is pretty sad to see something like that. That someone has such a strong level of distrust, of betrayal, and all these kind of things that, you know, it's caused them to have like some trauma that still echoes into today. Like, I completely sympathize with that, but it's, I don't know, it's just like the solutions that people come up with to make things work in situations like that. And it really was just like an above and beyond thing. Yeah, there needs to be a heavy dose of therapy before being in situations like that. But what made it worse though was that she wasn't completely honest with him. So she actually had, or has, a group of male friends. I think it was like 3 or 4 guys or something. And he didn't like her hanging out with these male friends, and she said that she would stop. But what she would do is say she'd go see them and end up cutting off the call, because she would unplug the Wi-Fi at her house and say, oh, my internet's out, so I can't stream, I can't, you know, stay on the call with you. So she'd cut out the internet and then go see her friends during that time without telling him. Now you tell me, like, I know it's trash TV, I know that 90 Day is trash TV, but you tell me that you wouldn't watch the hell out of that. It is fascinating, and I've even like thought, like, you know, it's embarrassing to admit that you watch something, like, sort of embarrassing, like, you know, it's a guilty pleasure. We all have guilty pleasures. Recently, I've had a bit of a content drought from things that I usually watch. I need something. And screw it, it's trash. Everyone enjoys trash every now and then. You know, we all eat fast food. So we got a little bit into that one. And, you know, I've even thought as well, like, how do I justify this if I'm to talk about it? I know, maybe I can make a video for it so I can, you know, make it look like it's some kind of academic thing. I can't think of a single idea for something like this. I don't know what to talk about with 90 Day Fiancé. This is the extent of it. But yeah, it is fascinating viewing. And it makes it all the more weird that people suggested that me and my wife go on there. That's the kind of shit that you see on the show. And they suggested that me, normal ass me, and my normal ass wife go on that show. I was like, what do you think about us? Like, what do you see here? Anyway. But yeah, watch it. Great show. Great show. I've got to see most of my bucket list bands. Really want to see Keaton Henson. I still kick myself for missing Frightened Rabbit when I was younger. I'll be real with you, I've not heard any of those. They're like a indie band? How long have they been going about for? That guy with a weird neck. No, that's Big Ed, who is another fascinating case study. A 58-year-old narcissist with Arrested Development. Big Ed is not a good guy. Tell me they didn't get married. They did get married, and a big reason why they got married was because they got pregnant. They said that they were going to hold off having sex before marriage, but they got naughty and decided to go ahead anyway, and like first try she got knocked up. So because of like the culture in a lot of these like Southeast Asian countries, it is the case where it's like, you know, and they were Catholic as well, but the grandparents that looked after her was like, okay, well, you got to get married now. And they got married. They say that things are good between them, but you know, with stuff like that, there is so much under the surface which disturbs the you know, tranquility of a good relationship that it can never be truly okay. If they were on the show again, I would 100% watch that shit. If you really want to know, if you're morbidly curious yourself, and I do suggest it, look on YouTube for Brandon and Mary, and you'll see why I was drawn to it like a moth to the flame. I don't feel guilty about enjoying things. No one should feel guilty about enjoying things. So long as that thing isn't like, you know, harmful or something like that. Yeah, you know, don't feel guilty at all. I don't feel guilty. I'll watch stuff like that, mostly documentaries about weird shit like The Chimp Show, or people talk about what's going on in 90 Day Fiancé. Yeah, it's not bad. It's trash, you know? Like I said, a little bit of trash doesn't hurt. So long as you're not taking it seriously or making your life about it, I guess. And no, I've not watched The Chimp Crazy yet, although it did show up on my recommendation screen. I do love chimps, so I was curious, I won't lie. Is it kind of like Tiger King, but with chimps? Keaton Henson is this guy who sings really pretty songs and rarely has shows because of social anxiety. Okay. Frightened Rabbit was Scottish, and unfortunately the lead singer died. Yeah, I'll try see if I can find them. They got naughty. It's YouTube. Gotta keep it PGs. Dr. Honda from the YouTube channel Psychology in Seattle talked at length about 90 Day Fiancé. I might have to look at that, because that's the thing, like the psychology of these people, and you know, like a lot of my videos is about you know, exploring psychology and sociology and all that kind of stuff, which, you know, I'm not an expert on it, but like looking at the psychology of the people in it, like how they react to situations, how it shapes the dynamics of their relationship, how the other person in the situation sort of like makes sense of their new reality in these situations. All of that is completely fascinating to me. So wild that the same guy, oh, same guy that did Tiger King did it. Okay, well that makes sense. Y'all watch Love is Blind? Fun fact, the most recent season of Love is Blind was here in Charlotte, and it's considered the worst season to date. Good job, Charlotte. I have a text for some reason telling me about a medical appointment I have in like 2 weeks' time. Very helpful. Okay, so I am going to go on a brief break just to clear my throat and whatnot. What was the question of the day? I can't remember the question of the day. Best season in terms of views, but worst people. Yeah, that's right. The people on there were terrible. I can't remember his name, but there was a guy that was the dullest man in the world. Oh yeah, there was someone that was on the show who pretended to not be in a relationship on it, just so they could get a bunch of followers on like Instagram and whatnot. Because a lot of people go on these shows just so they can build up a social media following. Which in a way I can't blame them, but you know, it seems a little bit skeezy. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go on my break. I forget what the question of the day is, so we'll all find out together. Give me about 5 minutes or so, and we will resume. See you in a moment. Okay, welcome back. Yes, the question of the day was, how do you eat a Kit Kat? Let's see. I'm not allowed the whole Kit Kat. The child takes her tax in the shape of at least one bar. Ah, the perils of parenthood. I break it, but if I'm a hurry, I could chomp the bar. Bold choice. I score the grey wrapper. Good. Break the individual wafers, then proceed to chomp. That is, yeah, a nice orderly method for it. The individual wafers one by one. That sounds like a lot of work. I eat the chocolate around it and then get into each individual layer. That also sounds like a lot of work. Me, what I like to do, sometimes, if I just want to enjoy it, I'll just chomp into the Kit Kat bar. No order whatsoever, because you get a bigger mouthful of the Kit Kat if you have it like that, as opposed to the individual sticks. You eat the sticks on their own, feels a bit anemic. It's like eating individual Pocky or something like that. It's not good enough. But if I'm feeling a bit frivolous, what else I can do is I break off 2 sticks, hold them together, and eat them like that one. It's good. Do they have Kit Kats in the UK, or are they called something funny like Tiddlywoos or something? We have Kit Kats in the UK. We have good Kit Kats in the UK because much like every other kind of chocolate, they use better quality chocolate in the UK. But they're still pretty nice in the US. In fact, they have something called Kit Kat Chunky in the UK, which is like one big Kit Kat finger. Let me show you. Not that it's hard to imagine, but yeah, Kit Kat Chunky. It's these things here. Oh, one second. Yeah, they do it with all kind of fillings as well. But yeah, they're just a big single Kit Kat. And they're really, really nice. It's got a nice thick layer of chocolate around it. And one time, I managed to make a mega Kit Kat by getting 4 of them and then melting the bits in the middle to fuse them together. The best thing I've ever made in my life. I do not regret eating all 4 of those in one sitting. It is a memory I'll look back at fondly on my deathbed. Yeah, ooh, Biscoff as well. Tando, thank you very much for the $5 tip for a Kit Kat and Mountain Dew. Boy, I'm not sleeping tonight. But yeah, thank you very much, Tando. Thank you for the tip. Very gracious of you. I will use that so I can go see Neutral Milk Hotel when they next come around. Well, I guess I should get the Kit Kat. Yeah, if you ever see a Kit Kat Chunky, are they a thing in the US? I'm not sure. But if you ever see one at a store, like even if it's just like an international food store or something like that, do get it. They are very good. I think they're better than regular Kit Kats. Get 2 Kit Kats. If I'm feeling, you know, a little bit saucy, maybe I will. Oh yeah, I posted it in the Discord, but I made bread yesterday as well. This right here. I made what's referred to as a bloomer. Nice rustic look, cracks all over it. Oof. See, the bread doesn't naturally crack when it's baking. What happens is that you bake it, you know, keep it in the oven, and when you take it out of the oven, when it's reacting to the air outside of it, it starts cracking at that point. In fact, you can hear the cracking when it happens, but it does give it a really lovely look to it. And that's how you achieve rustic bread. You just take it out into a colder environment and it happens naturally. You don't have to do anything with it. But yeah, that's one of my favorite loaves to make. I was seeing if I remembered how to do it from memory yesterday, and I managed to get it right, thankfully. I was saying to my wife yesterday how it's interesting that when I was a child, I really did not like the crust on bread. But once I got into adulthood, crust is like my favorite part of the bread, especially fresh bread. Like crust on fresh bread is amazing. Ah, you have the Kit Kat chunk. Is good. It's so good. Like I said, I prefer them way more than a typical Kit Kat. So much better. The US Kit Kat is slightly different. Yeah, they use like a different formula, different recipe for it, but like I said, it's the same. Because like in the UK, we have something called Maltesers, which are like malted milk balls covered in chocolate, and they're really wonderful in the UK. I remember one time I went to the movies and I saw, ooh, they're selling Maltesers there, so I got a bag, and they tasted nothing like the UK version. It's just because they're cheap out on the recipes. you know, on the ingredients, it might be a bit more expensive, especially chocolate, because cocoa is getting more expensive. But I don't know, if you want good chocolate, you gotta have a good amount of cocoa in it. Yeah, all this talk of Kit Kats has made me want a Kit Kat now, especially a Kit Kat Chunky. Gotta get the Mountain Dew that has the craziest unnatural color. I'm a bit out of touch with the world of Mountain Dew, but what is the craziest Mountain Dew color? I mean, the green is very off-putting for me, the default green. In fact, I remember in the UK, from what I read in the early 90s, they tried to introduce Mountain Dew to the UK, but it didn't take off. People just didn't buy it. So in the late 2000s, they reintroduced it to the UK market, but they marketed it as an energy drink, not just a regular soda. And they put them in like these nuclear green soda bottles, like it was bright green. I mean, it stood out from everything else on the shelf. But yeah, I remember that was like the first time I tried Mountain Dew, and from what I'm aware, it's basically the same thing. Did not like it. It just tastes like carbonated sugar to me. In my day, boys and girls, I had a mega Kit Kat. That's what I'll tell them. It'll be, the mega Kit Kat will be a lesson to the youths one day to seize the day. Make your mega Kit Kat. Make the mega Kit Kat of your dreams, whatever that might be. Okay, Bloomer. Yeah, I think it's called a bloomer just because it expands in size so much when you bake it. Because it does start out pretty small. And, you know, the slits that you get in it as well, which you make those yourself. You just score it with a knife. The weird ones that are Store Pacific that give double points for the Final Fantasy XIV event. Yeah, I actually... for Final Fantasy XIV, they did that, what was it, Kung Fu Tea, that chain boba tea place. They were doing this thing where it's like if you bought 3 boba teas, you could get a free mount for Final Fantasy XIV, and the mount was basically identical to one that was already in the game that you could get for free, albeit with quite a bit of grinding, except it just had a crown on it instead. It's like this pig that they just put a crown on top. Have you ever seen like that episode of The Simpsons where it's Malibu Stacy and they reinvent the brand just by putting a hat on her? And, you know, it's just like everyone goes crazy for it. Lisa points out like, oh, it's the same thing, but they got a hat on it. And everyone's just like, yeah, but she's got a new hat. Exact situation like that. But my FC... the heads of my FC in Final Fantasy XIV, they went to go get one. They went to go to Kung Fu Tea to go get some, and they got talking to the people there, and they told the people that they have an FC with like hundreds of members in it, and they just gave them a bunch of cards with the codes for it, and they managed to get me one, which was very, very nice of them. But, you know, as an owner of one of those piggies now, and the original piggy, I can say that it's definitely not worth like $20 of boba tea. And boba tea's great. I love boba tea. Boba D's nuts. In any case, you can store stale breadcrumbs and keep it as breadcrumbs. Yeah, I've never done that before. Usually with stale bread, I try to make like every now and then I'll try to make like French toast, because stale bread works really well with French toast. Neon green Mountain Dew is actually not that bad. See, that's the one that I had, and yeah, it didn't taste like anything to me. I will say the worst soft drink, the worst carbonated drink to me, and to a lot of people, is LaCroix, as people call it. It's supposed to be La Croix, but LaCroix is garbage. It's like, it has the audacity to say that it's fruit flavored, when, frankly, it's like someone guessing what a fruit tastes like who's never actually had that fruit. It's like the idea of putting a fruit in there. It just, LaCroix is awful, and I have no idea why people like it. I have no idea how people taste any fruit in LaCroix. It's garbage. I don't get it. The can looks nice, but that's it. You're drinking a LaCroix right now. Do you taste it? Tell the children in 2050 out by the dissolve Interstate 80 that there was once Mega Kit Kats. There was once a Mega Kit Kat, and the Nestle Corporation shut me down. They didn't want to know how good things could be. In India, the tagline, I'm gonna mess this up, Dar ke aage jeet hain, victory precedes fear, adds made Mountain Dew a household name. Wow. This is a surprise. But hey, you know, Coca-Cola Corporation hasn't been successful for nothing. The boba tea, my friend got me some stuff the first day. Said that she got some for a lot of friends, like 100+ drinks worth. Wow, they're just giving them away. And at the same time, a lot of these stores are saying that they just sold out of them. I would have liked the keychain that they gave away though. That would have been nice. Might need another challah loaf next. I'd love to make another challah loaf. Yeah, last time we made one, it was really wonderful. Although I'm terrible at plaiting bread, so you'll have to do that, dear. I should try and get good at it, but, you know, given the amount of effort that it requires, it's hard to just practice something like that and completely mess it up. Oh yeah, Pepsi do make Mountain Dew, that's correct, yeah. Well, you know, Pepsi's successful. Yeah, I completely forgot it. I don't know why I thought it was Coca-Cola. I think I heard a interesting statistic that was like, Coca-Cola has so many products that if you drank every single product and every single variation, like flavors, if you drank one a day, like a different one every single day, they have so many products that it would take you 10 years to finish trying every single one, which is an obscene number. After you drink no soda for like a month, you can taste it. It's very subtle. Okay. I mean, I might try that at some point. I probably won't, if I'm honest. I mean, I didn't drink soda for a very long time because I had improperly diagnosed gallstones, and when I did have that, soda was like the biggest trigger, so I had to avoid it completely. Now I'm okay that I had my gallbladder removed, but yeah, for the longest time I had to go for like almost 10 years without drinking soda. First soda, I can't remember if I told this story before, but fuck it, whatever. So yeah, when I went to get my gallbladder removed, you know, afterwards, because when you have gallstones and the pain you have from having gallstones is truly awful, and it puts you off like eating or drinking anything that will give you that pain. So like acidic stuff, spicy stuff, carbonated stuff, like it all triggers it. So like I was like excited to try things that I couldn't try anymore. You know, I could drink soda again, I could eat spicy foods again, etc. So my mother asked me, like, you know, well, what do you want to do when you have this fixed? And I said, the first thing I want to do, the first thing I want to try is just a can of Coca-Cola, like regular Coca-Cola, like the real stuff. And I'm not even a huge fan of Coca-Cola, but, you know, it just, first thing that came to my mind. And she was like, okay, I'll get you some then. So, got the surgery. It was a pretty difficult time because the surgery had some complications. Got to my parents' house because they were going to look after me for a bit, make sure I was seen to. And, you know, I asked my mother, like, you know, I said, did you get the Coca-Cola? She says, yeah, I got it for you. What did she get me? Tesco's cheapest brand Diet Cola. I was like, this is what my return to normalcy is. This is my celebration of being able to expand my palate once again. Cheapo, non-brand Coca-Cola. And like, I asked her, you know, so I asked for regular Coca-Cola. And she was like, yeah, but this was cheaper. Oh, okay. It's like saying, oh, we're going to go to a restaurant for your anniversary. By restaurant, they mean like KFC or something like that. I love braiding the bread. I know you do, yeah. Lucky you. I know, I feel like maybe I've been made to feel nervous about braiding bread. Just because I've had so many mishaps with it. You have those mix machines now too, where you can pick whatever is in your soda. Oh yeah, those are always fun. And they have loads of flavors too. I'd say to let you keep your gallbladder, but I know they won't. Dentists wouldn't give me my goddamn wisdom teeth. I asked, I won't lie, but yeah, they said they have to send it to the lab and then send it for proper disposal and everything. Because my wife has a morbid fascination with biology too, I asked them if they could get, on her behalf, a picture from the laparoscopic instrument. But unfortunately they forgot because of the complications that I had in my surgery. And by complications, I mean my gallbladder falling open with all the stones landing in my abdomen. So yeah, sadly she never got that. Could be worse, could have been Fago. Mom outs herself as an ICP fan. Whoop whoop! You just go to bed at night and you suddenly hear your mother shouting that from downstairs. Going on the phone, saying, "What's up, jugger hose?" I drink sparkling water with different flavors, so I don't really need soda. Like they have strawberry, pineapple, coconut, cherry, vanilla, a whole bunch of flavors. And if I go to Price Right, the water would be 89 cents and the Dollar General will sell it for $1. I had a lymph node taken out. Oh, sorry, different person. Yeah, if it's like the actually flavored soda water, like, you know, it actually has like a prominent flavor, I don't mind that. But LaCroix, where it is just like so damn subtle that it's hard to detect, like that's the kind of thing I'm like, I'll just drink water, thank you. Water. I had a lymph node taken out and I also couldn't keep it. Like, come on, it was so small. It does kind of suck, yeah. Like, I don't know, I feel like if I ever had like a leg amputated, touch wood, then I don't, part of me would want to keep that, you know? Just get it taxidermied or something like that. Is your leg? I have no affiliation with ICP, but my fave was either the cream soda or red pop when I lived in Georgia. I've never tried Fago before, but I would give it a go if I saw it. It is interesting how, like, I think according to Fago, like, ICP, Insane Clown Posse, has basically kept that company going because of all the fans they have, which is pretty wild when you think about it. I was awake for the whole thing too. Oh, good lord. Yeah, I was lucky enough to be out for my surgery. Like, they put me under general anesthetic, which is a pretty terrifying thing, to be honest with you, because I thought, like, I don't know, like, you know, surgery, stuff goes wrong. It's rare, but it goes wrong. But, you know, it was in the back of my mind, what if this is the last time I go to sleep? And it was a pretty fucking weird thought. Oh god, Salari, my child told me that she learned how to speak British, proceeding to say, "Would you like a bottle of water?" with a British accent. I don't know if I told you that, but I don't know if I told you that, but there's the info again. How good does it sound? Would you like a bottle of water? Is it like full on Cockney sound? Bottle of water. It is a meme, yeah. Bottle of water is a bit of a meme, yeah. See, where I'm from, we also don't pronounce, well, I do, but the people there don't pronounce the T in water very prominently. So, yeah, around the north of England, it's more like, can I have a bottle of water? Like, they barely have that glottal stop there, where it's like, water. So, yeah, in north it's like, water. So it's very, very difficult to understand what's being said by outsiders. I get it, but you know, if someone heard it like, what's a war? Cockney level from an 8-year-old. You want some water, you cut. Yeah, just watch out for them throwing the C word around. You want some bloody water? Skeleton warrior. She'll ask me how to say X or Y in British. And it's like, what, child? It's just X or Y. Oh, wait. I know you're talking about words, filling the blanks. Okay, I get that. I'm done. Gotta go pick her up. Bye bye. Have a great day, y'all. Thank you very much for stopping by, Tandy. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you once again for the tip. That's very kind of you. Yeah, it is like one weird thing that I've had not so often these days, but like I remember after I moved to the US and like I was like meeting new people and whatnot. On some occasions I would get some Americans like asking me just to say certain words with my accent, and you know, at first it was like, oh, okay, I'll indulge them, but then like after a bit, like it got a bit annoying because like, see, you know, if any of you are immigrants here from another country, like one thing that is something that I've often had to contend with is the thought of feeling like I'm a bit of a gimmick to people, because one of the most alienating things I've found is that it's really difficult to get past the idea that you are just seen as the foreigner, like you are just seen as the British guy or whatever nationality it might be, and that people will never see you as anything other than that. And it is a horrible, lonely feeling to just feel like, you know, you are no more than your nationality. And that's something that like I've struggled with. I still do struggle with. I feel like when I do talk to Americans, they just see the British guy. I've even had people refer to me in old workplaces as the British guy. And I was like, yeah, there's nothing else to me or anything like that. And yeah, it sucks just because it's like, you know, I'm not a gimmick, or at least I'd like to not be seen as a gimmick. But yeah, that is one of those things that like isn't spoken about a lot with people who go to other countries. I mean, you know, it's going to be far worse for people, I assume it's going to be far worse for people who are like people of color, people who like don't speak the language, etc, etc, just anyone that isn't white basically. But yeah, it was one of those things. I was like, you get Americans saying like, say banana, and then it's like banana. Oh, he said it. Say biscuit. Biscuit. Oh, it sounds no different, but you said it in your accent. Yeah, when I came here, I was hanging out with lawyers from Kentucky a lot of the times. Your Honor, my client is innocent. They have committed no crime. And I do believe that if you were to try this man today and see him sent to the prison, it will be a grave misjustice. What the fuck am I talking about? Your Honor, I do declare. To be a voice actor, well, thank you very much. Got a blitz. Oh, it got through. Oh. That saline spray. It's all salty. Ew. it got through again. That's just so I can keep my sinuses moisturized. Foghorn Leghorn is my inspiration in life. Now, Your Honor. Oh wait, you have to do the whole. Now, I might just be a simple country lawyer, but I know justice. You have to have like the braces and everything. Completely white hair. Keep dabbing yourself with a towel, getting the sweat. You know, the whole shebang. I might be a simple country lawyer, but I know an innocent man when I see one. That's how other people see most of us. I mean, hey, simple country lawyer wins all the time for a good reason. This is so charming. Definitely not a racist. Alright. That's our stereotype. Wasn't it, yeah, I think it was Mark Twain that said, I'm gonna butcher this, but he said that should the world ever come to an end, should the world ever come to an end, I will simply travel to Kentucky, where they always remain 20 years in the past. I mean, hey, Mitch McConnell, you know. I know. I don't blame the people in their state. I blame, you know, all kinds of other things for stuff like that. Alright. Yeah, a state is more than... Any state, any city is more than the sum of the politicians that they hire. Unless it's the UK, because they've done some dumb shit. Oh yeah, I was gonna show my house in Final Fantasy XIV, because I'm pretty much finished with it now. I know it's not the most interesting things, but I'm running out of steam a bit here when it comes to talking, so I might give you another tour, see what happens. Let me get it set up. Have to type in my authenticator code, no peeking. $992-308. Do my eyes look red? Look a little bit red. No peeking as he says it out loud. I mean, my password's secure as hell. It's password 123 with a period at the end of it. You know, try cracking that. DT trigger, yeah. I wish it was a little bit less strong as an opening, because whenever the game loads up for me, I just kind of feel like, yeah, let me get loaded up and everything first. What time is it? 3:56. Okay. Oh god. Yeah, I just dry out so much from the talking. I even have the humidifier on in the background and everything. Okay. What am I doing? Okay. Okay, whoop. Of course it doesn't. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, so welcome to my house once again. I've made some changes to the outside and the inside. Go to first person. Got a nice weather vane on the top, and I changed the exterior of the house. And yeah, here's my placard. Welcome to my attempt at gentrifying Eorzea. Feel free to leave a message in the guest book. And yeah, if you do want to visit my house and you're a fellow player, that is my address. I'm in Midgard Solomon. And yeah, leave a message in the guest book if you'd like. You should be a Twitch streamer. I tried streaming on Twitch for a good while, well over a year, but it was basically impossible to get people to watch me on there. Even people on my Discord, I would end up with like 11 viewers or something on Twitch. I would have loved to have stayed on Twitch because the streaming features on YouTube are extremely lackluster compared to Twitch, but here we are. Feeling a bit sleepy, so bye. Porcrouch, thank you very much for being here. Always nice to have you around. Sleep well, and hopefully see you next time. Yeah, here's the outside. Got this nice little gate here. Some lighting. This is my mailbox that makes a charming little jingle whenever you get mail. One of my decks. And I recently changed the color of this because it used to be bright orange. My pizza oven with weenies. I put up these hydrangeas recently as well. And this nice little fountain. And yeah, here is... I figured I'd give it a touch of autumn, so I added this ginkgo tree with some flowers underneath it. This little stove, which I actually got in the last Final Fantasy stream I did. This interesting lamppost, and as I've shown before, this stargazing deck with its own microscope. Telescope. Good lord. But yeah, that's my outside area. And yeah, that's my guest book, which is a dodo. Nice to hang out with everyone. You too, Porcrouch. Like I said, it's always a pleasure having you here. Alright, so the house. I have maxed out on the amount of products that I can have in my house now, so I'm gonna have to start adding by subtracting if I want to do anything else. But yeah, so I think I showed it last time, but this is now an open plan area. It was all roomed up previously, but yeah, here's my shelf with some of the ornaments that I have on it. I got this couch the other day, this nice new leather couch that they added to the game, and I got a low table too, which is supposed to be based on like old Japanese design. Eorzea has limited housing capitalism. It does indeed, yeah. The housing market in this game is brutal. In fact, there is a house just across from me, which is going up for sale on the lottery soon. Yeah, so here I just try to made it as a bit of clutter accents, as someone very nicely came up with in the last stream. Some cookies. So I'm trying to make like a little bit of not a story, but like something cohesive as to like something that's happening in the house. So let me pause the music. But yeah, tea, cookies, and I got this nice lamp and this table, which was way too much money for this small thing. And I got this new fireplace as well, which reaches all the way to the ceiling. And this nice new chair. So you get this nice, I'm saying nice a lot. You get this lovely little cozy area here. Got my weeb sword here, which is a replica. Some logs, and let's see, my bread rack. Yeah, so you got the cookies over here, but over here I added this as well, which is a cookie making area. As you can see, got cutouts and everything. Really nice. Some hot pot on the table, along with some dango. And yeah, I don't think much has changed in the kitchen. I think I rearranged some stuff. This was a nice little thing that I added recently as well. a paint area. So you can choose whatever artwork goes on here. I picked this one because I had it and figured, you know, why not use it. But yeah, you get this nice oil paint set, a palette, and here's a little detail thing that I added for something out there that I'm sure painters will recognize. So I added this cup of cocoa right next to it, just as a little touch, but I put it too close to the water there, because a lot of painters out there have ran into the issue where they have a drink too close to their water and they'll accidentally dip it into their drink. So I thought that would be a neat little touch. Yeah, Birdie gets it. Yep, cup of tea gets mixed up with your paint water. My father-in-law, you know, is a watercolor painter. He says that he does it all the time. Yeah. But yeah, that's my little storytelling there, I guess. But yeah, what else? Okay, upstairs I don't think I changed too much. Oh yeah, I changed the color of the carpet. In fact, you can give me your opinion because I'm not 100% sure on it. So this is like more of a cream carpet. But let me know what looks better. So here's the default cream. Here's what it looks like inside the bedroom. Cream or this teal blue? What do you think? Cream? Yeah, I think I prefer the cream just because I don't know, I'm not sure about like the texture on the blue one, but the cream is nice and smooth. The only thing I have an issue with the cream is just it looks a little bit too much like a cork board, but I can live with it. But anyway, thank you. So yeah, the master bedroom, I added this neat little dresser here. Just more detail inside the environment, private area. Oh look, and you can see the light coming in on the bed right now. Nice little angle there. So yeah, that's my dressing table. Still looks too gothic for my liking, but there aren't many options in the game. Another side bedroom. I've really changed nothing in here, other than changing the color of that wardrobe. And the bathroom, which I've not really changed either. Yeah, so the main thing that I've made changes on is my basement, because for a good while I just had the basement closed off, because I just wanted to focus on the upstairs, make it less overwhelming. But I've been working on the basement recently. For some reason I put a flame torch here, why not? So first of all, got a fish tank down here with a interesting backdrop on it, moonlit night. Excuse me, I'm getting dry. Drier. You can choose what kind of fish go in there as well. These ones are just random ones that I got my hands on. Potion rack with a tool area here, since it's a basement kind of thing, and a safe on the wall. It's just an imitation safe. Inside here, this is our music room, and I managed to get hold of these musical instruments. I was talking about them last week. Put the old fireplace down in here, and you can actually play the instruments, or you can get a jingle out of them. And the cello, which somehow sounds like a quartet. Okay, and the biggest change here is that I added a bar to this area. Found this lovely counter here. Got an ale tap, which you can just spurt onto, you can just let it blast onto the floor. Got some bottles, added this little hanging rack here as well. Put this barrel here too. And inside this dresser here, got some wine bottles hanging out in there. But yeah, happy with that little area. Just give something a bit different in the basement. Originally I just wanted to have a basement which kind of looked like a bunch of junk was down there, like, you know, a typical basement. Maybe a spare bedroom, although I did make a spare bedroom. This is the spare bedroom so far. I'm not 100% happy with it, but yeah, just put this here. I couldn't think, if you have any other suggestions as to like what could go into this room as opposed to a bedroom, let me know, because I kind of got dry on ideas there. Speaking of dry. But yeah, and you know, as basements do, just a bit of storage around, just to put some random shit on there. I've kind of gone with the theme of putting, because like some of these items are just like junk that people get all the time as drops in the game. So like this little baby chocobo, for example, any Final Fantasy player will tell you that these things just show up all the time. So I figured it would be nice just to like have a touch of, once again, some more detail of the world there, showing like, you know, this is garbage, I'll just throw it in a basement or something. Oh yeah, and this is a cute little clock here that I ended up finding at one point. But yeah, that is pretty much my complete house there. I'm quite happy with it. I like the because the thing is, like, as cool as like some of the housing designs might be, which are like, you know, super modern looking houses where they've gone out of the way to do like all of these tricks to make things look really different compared to the default furniture. I've always been a fan of like houses that look like they've been lived in, like they have years of people living in it. So they're not particularly well organized, like stylistically they're not in perfect harmony with each other. It's just things that people have gotten over the years of living in somewhere, so everything feels like it has its own little story to it. So that's the kind of thing that I went for. It also helps that like I'm a cheapskate, so I don't like spending money on like really expensive things, although some of this stuff is pretty expensive. But yeah, just the lived-in experience I wanted to portray in this one. And I think I've done a pretty good job. I'm very surprised how much I got... Oh my god, there's a bug. I'm very surprised how much I got into the house making process in this. Because for the longest time I was absolutely dreading getting into it. Garbage. Okay. So yeah, that's my house. Oh yeah, and I got these cool little things. This lamps that hang on top here. And this lovely hanging planter scent. Oh, and these dishes. Okay. No, it's fine if you're not too interested. I understand. I would just wanted to show off something that I was happy with. But anyway. Alright, music. God, I'm so much drier than I usually am at this time. I may have to end it a bit early just because I'm quite uncomfortable. But I'm going to take a quick break. Just so I can hopefully feel better about this. I will let you know when I'm back. Hopefully it should be like 3 or 4 minutes or so. Answer the question of the day if you haven't already. Be right back. Okay, it should be back now. Because yeah, my bitrate on OBS just went to 0 and stayed at 0. I've never seen that before. But when I tried to close OBS, it wouldn't let me. Like, you hit stop streaming and it just wouldn't stop the stream. So I had to force close OBS to get it back up and running. So yeah, my bad, OBS. As wonderful as it is, also sucks at the same time. But anyway, Kit Kat. You break it up and eat it's the way it's advertised. See, only thing I break are the rules. And hearts on occasions. So yeah, I just spent all that break with my head, my nose, over a humidifier. Just to get moisturized still. One day I really should get a doctor to look at this properly. But anyway, I'm probably a little bit out of steam right now. Not the platform, just my ability to talk. So I think I'm actually going to wrap it up there. I know it's under weird circumstances since the stream just crashed and everything. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here and get to work on dinner and whatnot. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Much appreciated as usual. I'm working on the next video. I finished writing the script. Might be what you've had before. It was a little worse now after COVID, so keep an eye on that. It might be, I'll be mindful of it. But yeah, I'm working on the next video right now. The script is finished. It'll be talking about why we are so drawn to being angry and why we actively seek it out. I'll be talking about it from numerous angles, including like the psychological angle, of course, along with you know, why in the online sphere it's something that's particularly appealing, whether that's on like Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, etc. And how algorithms don't help with that, or they encourage it at the very least. But yeah, it should be an interesting one. Bit political, bit media based, bit personal. You'll see. Don't know when it'll be out. It'll be out when it's out. That's my usual take these days. But of course, I'll let you know when it does come out. You can also activate that notifications bell. That helps. And become a channel member if you haven't already. Always much appreciated. But yeah, thank you very much for watching once again. Sorry about the technical issues with the stream. It happens. And both were out of my control this time. But yeah, I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day, however long that might be. Take care for the rest of the week. And yeah, that's it. See you later, everyone.